Hey, there's someone missing over here. Where's Heather today? Oh my goodness. Heather, where are you? Now, Heather had some stuff come up today, so we are going solo without her. You know, it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. So there may be lots of mistakes going on, but we tinker with tech here, so that's what we do. Hey, glad to see everybody. I see a bunch of people. I put a lot of things up there. Be sure and tell us where you're from, country, city, state, etc. That'd be awesome to put that out there in the chat world for everyone to see. And I see, let's see right here. We got, let's see. Hold on a second. Let me see. Somebody just put something. Oh, okay. Oh, there's Miss Eileen. Miss Eileen. Hey, Miss Eileen. Eileen, is ironic that you come in today because this person that we have on as a guest is actually where I first saw this person on your show, Miss Eileen. Miss Jollins out there for support says I'll be fine. It will be fine. I'll get it right here in a second. Anyway, our guest is right here. He says, I'm from Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. So here we go. Let's add him to the stream. Hey, Gord, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
And it's so cool that Miss Eileen has joined us because, as you know, I have an indelible memory on my first day going live. And I couldn't solve the audio, and she saved me.
There you go. There you go. Isn't that something? It's so cool how things turn full circle too. And Miss Eileen is a member of our community. You can see the little symbol next to her name. Lots of members out there. We got Jollins out there, Huey's out there. Lots of people.
Hey,
couple Canadians, right? We got Ron, Tech for Senior. There you go. And then we got Mike, who is nice. Never Let the Machines Win from near Niagara Falls, Ontario. There we go. So good. Glad to there you go. Look at there. Great people come from Canada. There you go. All right. Yeah. Just ask who is it? Who's your comedian? Howie Mandel. And who else? We got William Shatner, I think, is also Canadian, if I'm not. Yeah, there you go. So we're just throwing names out. Hey, listen, we are excited. I mean, this is awesome. Let's get right to it because we're not going to be I don't want to keep everybody really too long because we have a backstage pass that we do with those members afterward, which is really cool, where they get to talk to you and ask you a bunch of stuff. So listen, keep the questions coming. But Gord, I'm gonna turn a lot of this over to you. You go for it, dude. Tell us what you got. Tell us what we got this year, because it's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was majorly excited. In fact, I spent the better part of the last couple of weeks diving deep into the new Camtasia release. I only got access to it a short while ago, but nonetheless, it was very exciting to dig into. And, you know, at first I was trying to think, like, is there much here or not? And then as I dug deeper to see how sophisticated in terms of capability some of these features were, I go, wow, Camtasia has got some really cool features for those that are like really artistically inclined. Plus they did some stuff for the instructional type people. So I think they really did a good job of balancing things in that way. So although, you know, Michael, you mentioned to me by looking at the interface alone, you wouldn't think that there's a whole lot there, but actually, you know, they've actually shored up a lot of additional great elements and some new effects that are really super to take things forward for both creativity as well as for doing, you know, annotating and doing other special cool stuff for your videos.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. I mean, I think it's great. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to dig in a little bit too. I like some of the stuff that you showed too, your video. Now, by the way, Gord has a video that will be it is in the description of this video. Be sure to go check that out. Go watch the video because you'll learn a whole lot of stuff. It's really cool. Now, some of the things you even say, I'm going to do a video on some of this stuff later because you couldn't fit everything in. It'd be like a 3-hour video.
Actually, it's a 44-minute video, which is kind of typical for what I do for the annual release. I actually do go into a lot of depth in several of the areas, and that's with intention, because that's like, you know, I'm known for the deep dive. That's my thing. And so what I intend to do is eventually I will take sections out of that video to make some individualized videos for those that just want like the deep dive focus. They search, you know, to solve things on search. Like if someone says, okay, I want to learn about blend mode in Camtasia, they'll find a blend mode topic based video by itself. And they may find this one, which is the whole review that does everything. The good news is I've probably got about 25 short links or quick access links in my video. So you could bounce around if you just wanted to look at certain features. And I really did an elaborate walk through the library because there's over 1,000 new assets. So I took sort of that a unique approach in the way I did it. And I think it's a good way for people to look at who are evaluating, you know, should I upgrade or not? And like, you know, what does it mean to have 1,000 new assets? And well, if you look at my video on balance, you'll see how the complement of things will work together, and why it's not just that they added another asset. Well, okay, they added gradients, but guess what? I can use gradients in the blend mode or with track mats. It's sort of like that next piece to the puzzle in some cases that was missing to really get another level of artistic creation
and I'm going to throw this out there. I really think it's important, and you can tell me your thoughts on this. You should really study it because there's so much in there. There's a lot. When you were going over that in your video, you were showing some of that stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what he's doing right now. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much to every single, there's a lot of intricacy now into those little parts.
So for example, one of the new things they added was something called the cursor path effect, as well as cursor path editing. So what that means is, because I know it's just like, what's a cursor? And so for those of you that use Camtasia, know that screencasting and screen recording is a big part of it. Well, if you use Camtasia Screen Recorder to create your video, there's actually what's called metadata, which includes cursor data, keystroke data, all kinds of things. And it has internally the data of every movement, the path and everything that the cursor takes. But what they've done now is they've created the opportunity for you to actually edit the physical location of those cursor points.
That's crazy.
So that you can fix. So like if I'm creating a video and I go, oh, you know, I ran out of space on my table with my mouse and I did a little jump over here and a zigzag there. And you know, that can be kind of dizzying and distracting for people. Well, now if I'm trying to make a polished finished product, a piece of like a material that's like for a client or something, I could go in and just, well, you know what, that zig over here, I'm pointing in the right direction, that zig over here, I'll just delete that point so that out over here and back here can now become a nice straight line. They also have something called cursor smoothing, which existed, which can kind of help with that. But you have the ability, and I actually do a great little demo piece of that inside. In fact, maybe we can show a few clips while we're here.
Let's do that.
Okay, so that's one. So let me just finish the explanation there about,
go ahead.
about the cursors. So you can edit existing screencasts with Camtasia that have all that metadata. So if I go to a section, a track, and I click my playhead and I'm there, all of a sudden it'll show the cursor on the screen and sort of a whole path concept, which you're going to see in a second. But let's say, like I also did in my video, I took a screen recording on my Samsung phone of me opening up a Kindle book, going through a few pages, and then popping around, doing a swipe, and then popping out. You don't have cursor data from Camtasia in there if you recorded it separately right on your phone. I bring that inside, and now I've introduced the cursor as an actor in my screenplay. And now I can when I actually go and I do a tap on my phone, I can put a little gesture that does a tap or make it a cursor. And they have this little emphasis effects. And all of these added elements, they've added to dress things up in the library. So that's where, you know, you'll look in there and you'll go like, what are all these fancy little splashes and explosions and things? Well, they're cursor enhancements or ways to embellish that. So it's a lot of cool stuff to help people that are, you know, for that purpose, doing educational training videos, courses, things like that. So it's very exciting to be able to add that extra bit of professionalism. I can
Great
demonstrate
visual
it.
aids.
I think
Great
I
visual
can
aids.
show a good, yeah, exactly, visual aids for that,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, a lot of people think of Camtasia because of its screencasting roots, and that's sort of where they got their exposure to it originally. But I think
And the
they've now,
Snagit. I know Snagit was real popular at the very beginning too. Very big
yeah,
thing. You know, just grabbing something and using it and demoing something quickly. You know, what I'm saying something like that to
oh yeah,
show how to do something. So
I
yeah,
love Snagit. What
yeah.
would be cool is if they had the ability to do a Snagit video clip, and the metadata somehow there is interpreted in Camtasia. Maybe that's to
Mhm.
come. But I want to make a prediction for the future here. I'm going
All
way out.
right,
Okay.
let's do
So
it.
we know Camtasia has animations. We have a keyframe that has a beginning and an end, but we can't really do much other than play with the easing feature, right? To change the
Mhm.
speed at which that works. Either it goes
Mhm.
fast, it slows in, or it's even all the way, or it goes and it bounces. Well, imagine if all of this work they put in for cursor pathing and keyframing for
Mhm.
that, if they evolved animation to include some of that power.
Yeah, that would be really
So
cool.
I'm guessing that maybe some of the work they did is sort of like the advanced work for getting to
Oh
apply
wow,
that in the future to actually giving more detailed articulation in the actual animation flow.
that'd be really cool.
And they have in more advanced tools like Premiere Pro, DaVinci
Mhm.
Resolve,
Mhm.
etc.
Mhm.
Like you
Mhm.
have that, but this is where I advocate, right? This is, I guess, the trade-off they have at TechSmith. It's about simplicity with sophistication, but not going too far in the sophistication
Yeah.
to lose the ability of the beginner.
Yeah.
So I always find that's the balance they're playing.
That's what
But
they're doing. They're trying to measure that and weigh that out. That, hey, how you know, we don't want to turn this into something that's just so massive and so difficult to use, or you really have to buy all in kind of thing. Yeah, I agree
yeah,
with you. I
yeah.
have to balance it.
And let's take an example, like to actually understand the cursor effect, how to do and what to do with it. If it wasn't for the fact that I was part of the beta program and got to see some early like videos showing how things are to work, it would have been hard for me if I was, especially if I was a newer or a beginner,
Mhm.
newer person to Camtasia or a beginner. I would have more difficulty in trying to figure out how to use that
Right,
feature, which, as
right.
we know, the whole purpose of Camtasia is to be an easier, not as challenging product for people to use. But here's one where it's starting to push the envelope, but I think they've done a great implementation of it. And I'd like to show a little clip of that if I could
Yeah,
now.
let's do some of that because we got about 20 minutes left. So let's
Okay.
get into that.
Well,
That's
we're going to
awesome. And
show,
that's a
I want
great
to show what,
explanation too. I like that.
two things. I'm going to show, let me just find it while we're talking here.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to show a couple of clips because it's no
All
fun
right.
without being able
A little bit of see something. Yeah,
to
that's right.
yeah, except oh yeah, the cursor stuff I put at the beginning of my video. So let me go here. I'm going to show it's the demo of the Kindle thing I just described for everyone. Okay, here we go.
Go
All
ahead
right.
and do a screen
All right.
share.
So you have the audio share sorted as well.
You'll have to do a screen share.
I'll do that in my screen share,
Yeah, yeah,
Michael. Okay. All right, here
yeah.
we go. Here we go. Share screen, share system audio. Here we go. You let me know if it's a problem, okay?
Yep. Go ahead and bring it in. You
And
need to bring it in.
uh,
Once you bring it in, I will go there. There we go. All right, here we go.
all right, here we go. Based
Yep.
on something like a T-Rec recording inside Camtasia. That recording has metadata, which means it has all the cursor point details. And all we had to do in the demo we already saw was click on the cursor properties tab, and then we can edit the cursor path and do all kinds of cool things. Well, what happens if you have an image or a video that's not from within inside Camtasia and there's no metadata? Well, let's see how you can add a cursor effect right now. So now we're inside Camtasia, and I want you to first just take a look, and we're going to use an image I have to add a cursor path to, and that's a snapshot from the phone I have, my Samsung. And what I want to do now is add a cursor effect to this. But if you notice, if I click on the context of this image, there's no cursor properties tab here. So what does that mean? The only way to do this is now to add the cursor path special effect. So we click and drag it on and you see it turn green, the framing, and now it's been added. And all of a sudden we have a path on our screen. So now we can easily scale the cursor and then go do all that fancy editing that we demonstrated already. Now let's look at a video clip. You'll see here that this video clip is something that's also from my Samsung phone, and it's part of the demo that we're going to look at shortly. You can see the pictures moving and it's clearly a video clip. But again, notice if I click on it for context in the top right corner, we don't have a cursors property tab. So we have to use the cursor effect again. So let's do the same thing as we did with the image. Now I'm going to drop the cursor effect on, and I'm just going to move the cursor playhead back to the beginning. And you can see here on the timeline, we have our keyframes and our motion segment here. And I can scale up the cursor a little. Let's just see that grow. And you can see, so now we have a path. And we've already gone through all the details on how to edit these paths in our previous demo. So now let's dive into an example that I'm going to show you where I've applied the cursor effect to how to open up a Kindle app on my Samsung phone. Let's check that out. Okay, so this is the demo, and the demo is using a little video clip that I made on my Samsung phone where we add a cursor path effect and a bunch of library assets so that you can see how you can put a nice little demo together that looks very cool. And the purpose of this demo is to really open a book and just navigate around a bit. And we use all of these cool assets from the library, which includes some swipes, touches, arrowheads with bursts, and a hand wave. Okay, now here's the actual demo where we go through and open the book and do all of these little things. First, we start off with the cursor path. You can see the cursor path come in, select the Kindle book. Now we're going to use swipes. So you see we're scrolling to the left a bit, and then we're going to scroll, I think, a bit to the other side. Yep, and then we select the book. So after those swipes, we use a touch, tap, and now we're inside. We use the arrow effect. You see that, the click, and then now we're going out into to do a cursor path to change the font size for reading better. And then we're going to swipe down to leave there. And then another few clicks to page ahead, nice cursor effects. And then we're going to exit. We click in the top left and then the exit in the bottom, and a little hand wave to say goodbye. There you go. Am I here? I don't hear my audio, Michael. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you fine.
Now I hear you. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all right. No problem. Hey, it's great.
You're checking if my hearing's working right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
excellent job.
So that was, unfortunately you didn't get to see where I actually did all the editing of the cursor, but that's awesome, in the video. Though. I just wanted people to see first. Here's an example of an application. If people wanted to create something and do like a training video, now they have like these, I call the cursor as an actor in the screenplay. Now you can do stuff on screen and show them. So it's very cool.
Absolutely. Yes. And I tell you, I really love some of the stuff. I think it's very professional looking too. You can, when you add it, and I'm sure all of that is resizable and making it different sizes and different things for all that stuff when you're doing that. I'm sure it is. Right.
So that's another big change that they did. So they've gone from a bitmap or rasterized version of cursors to now they've internally changed them to be all vector based or vector based, and they can scale to any size. So awesome. Now, even though your cursor's there, you can just scale it right up. Before they had a scale maximum, I think, of 500. Well, now it's I think about 2,000 or 5,000.
Nice. That's nice.
Wait, that's with scaling, but then you can key up to 10,000. You can make the cursor like the size of the entire screen. So the cool part is you don't lose resolution quality, which you did before. Now there's all kinds of things that you can use if you're adding the cursor path onto a video you create, like I just shared there. So anyways, these are all things that sort of have to come together in the symphony to execute on the capability. That's why a lot of these features, like the library assets, the cursor pathing, editing, all come into play together, right?
Yeah, they've added quite a few. I mean, it's a lot. It's not just a few. I mean, it's quite a bit. And that's one thing I like about your videos. You go into a lot of that. You'll hit each different section and you're showing, and you don't even hit every single one. You just mention that they're there, and there's tons of them. There's a lot of them, which I like. I like to have that choice.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one. I have two more things I want to show. One, I'm going to show you a way that I figured out how to show people to quickly consume what's there in something called indicators, because there's folders of these, all kinds of different colors. So what I did is I put a string together and visually executed it on the screen so that you can see what the package is that you're getting, and then know that that's replicated throughout the
Who is that? Who is that sent the
Andrew
super chat? Look
that's
at
cool.
there,
Thank
huh?
you. Yeah.
Thank you, Andy. Look at there, huh? Thank you, Andrew. You're both worth it. There you go. Thank you so much, sir.
Nice.
Appreciate that. That was nice of you. Excellent job.
So now,
thank you, Andy. Anyway, go ahead. All right, go ahead. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So there's something that's very big that you're going to really enjoy, Michael, and that's and maybe everyone as well, is the countdown timer. Are you familiar? The countdown. Did you look at that?
Yep, I saw that.
I've
sure did.
Something weird going in my video here. It sort of froze. Hang on one sec. I'm just queuing something. Okay, here we go.
That's fine. You get it where you need to, and I'll be ready to.
Okay. I guess I can pause the video at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, but you need to share first.
Yeah. Of course. I'm just getting the cue up to the precise moment. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Now I can share. Share. Screen. Audio. Click here. Share. And there we go. Can you see the screen?
Can, yes.
Okay, so I just want you to look, because it's going to be quick right into this. On the top left here, this is a section inside the Camtasia library. You can see if we go back in the hierarchy a few steps, it's a call out, and these are called indicators and text, okay? And I'm just going to walk through a bit that's going to show some examples of the indicators, and then indicators with dividers, and then I'm going to show the sample of the assets. But watch how I do this. It's pretty cool. Next up, we have the area of indicator and text. As you can see here in the library, and indicator and text is very fascinating because these are very cool animated elements. As you can see here, they draw in, and in some cases have text and dividers and multiple fields. They're very useful in helping you to annotate and bring animation to different kinds of things. And now I'm going to just show an example here where this is like a picture. I think it's in Hong Kong somewhere, and I'm just showing made up, like this is the financial district, and those are the local condos. So just imagine having pictures with sophisticated things, and you can bring these, busy pictures, and you want to be able to point things out. As an example, you can bring in these really nice library assets, and there's a bounty of these. Next up, we have the indicators, and they are plentiful. You can see there's a whole bunch of folders with indicators. They're basically, a certain number of set designs and then done in all kinds of colors. Can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I just want to add the indicators. The ones I just showed are indicators with dividers, but the indicators you'll see are the pieces that are the core part of the animation. The dividers are just like putting like a divide line. Yeah. So it's combination pieces is what you're getting.
Nice. I love that. That's cool.
Just an example of one. These are those animated elements we saw as an example in the last set. What I want to show you is how these are actually made. So if you look here, this is one that I took from the library and put it on the track. If I open this up, you're going to see there's a track mat in here, and there's a shape underneath. And if we look here on the left side, we can see that it's an alpha track mat. But if I turn it to none, you can see that it's really just a layer of an animation, which is this white one, and then the shape underneath. And when we apply the track mat on, put it onto alpha, the color comes through. It's that simple. So in case you're thinking about it, you can actually, work on creating these kind of designs for yourself, because they're really just comprised of a shape underneath and then that animation. The cool part is these animations, which were done, a ton of them by TechSmith, and they may be JSON files, but they're in essence video clips. So now let's go on and look at a whole set of these. So as you can see, each one of these, there's different sets on the library on the left side. So what I've done is I put together a whole set for us just to kind of spin or whip through, so you can see so many of the different angles and ways.
Don't give away all your secrets now, Gord.
The top right, and then the next one comes in and it's a curve, and then the next one is a curve, and then a flat cut, and then straight across. I think you get the idea. So there's just all kinds of, I don't know if people saw that, but I just wanted to emphasize that fact here, that little screen that we just saw. Oh God, I can't get it to go fine grain enough. Let me just see if I can bring that back. But these are all managed through Quick Properties. So you can change the colors of all of these. So, you know, on the right side, it'll show as a quick property. I think you get the idea. So there's just all kinds of permutations and combinations. If you see, you know, I can just play, you can see a few of them execute. So there's that one, and then the next one comes. Then we got curve that way. And you get the idea. Okay, we're humming along. Now we're going to pick up the pace. Okay, so that was showing you that all the pieces are there in the library, and it's amazing because you can take any color. There's different shapes, there's different kinds, there's some with text, some without. So imagine you can just, you know, scan through the library, and that's part of the reason why I took like literally 13 minutes to go through the entire library, to orient people, show them the examples, so that after they see this, they go, okay, I open up Camtasia, I got a feel for what's here. I can go try and explore, right? And I think that's like a very important thing for people to appreciate. That's why I spent so much time in
and that's a good part of your videos. Any of your videos that you do, that's the case too. And I want to thank Ron, 𝘁𝗶𝗸𝗲, for the $10. That's awesome. Gord is great. And then Michael, he didn't spell that right, but that's okay too. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. Love it.
I guess that's Ron humor.
Right? Maybe it is. There it is. There you go. No, that's wonderful. Though. Thank you guys for your super chats. I do appreciate it.
And before we go, I want permission to show at least one more thing.
You got one more.
Is everyone up for that? Let us know in the chat that they're cool for me to do another demo.
Yeah, one more. Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to do, well, maybe the blend mode and maybe the spotlight, depending if Michael feels it's too long. I want to show the blend mode feature because I think this is one of the ones that artistically really gives creators a whole new level. And this is something that we've wanted for a long time. And here we go. It's called blend mode. And I just need to get my spot queued up, which will just take me a second here.
Always
my video's so long, even I have to hunt through it to find
I know. It looks like a couple people are fans of it for sure. They really want to see, so that's good. And
we'll remember the full video's there to watch. So here, all right, I got it. All right, so now I need to share screen, share audio, select screen, share, shift. There we go.
All righty.
All right, here we go. Oh, I hear an echo.
Do you?
I have two clips here. One is this one with sort of like I don't know, lights sparkling with smoke coming up, and then the second clip is this gentleman silhouetted in a hoodie with smoke in behind and a brick wall. So now I want to blend these. So I'm going to put those light effects, you know, this part on top here, which is here. We're going to go grab the blend mode, which is a visual effect, toss it on. When you see green framing there, it's in context and been added. And now you can see it right there, blend mode. And here we are. So now you can see, look, it's already blended and looks pretty nice. Let's see if there's other options. So remember, there's all of these modes, and this is how you experiment. You just put the mouse over, and you go down, and you can see all these at the top part seem to darken it. But then as we go down, we see some different results. Oh, I kind of like that one, exclusion. Let me just go a little further to see what else is there. So you can see the creativity experimenting is going to be quite interesting, but I like exclusion there. Let's just see how that works. That looks pretty neat. And now we're going to see what happens if I play with the range a bit. Okay, first I'll check intensity. No, I want full intensity. I kind of like that. I'm just going to work with the gray range here. And if I come in, and if you can see here, if I were to cut from the highlight level coming back, I'm working on the full range. Gradually, it'll take some stuff out and then gets into the shadow areas to wipe everything out. Well, kind of not like really feeling that. So I want to check in the gray shadows area, which now automatically sort of confines the range. I notice if I play with this a little bit, it sort of darkens the front a tiny bit. And I think I want that to create a little more separation between the front and the back. So now let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so I think I got what I want there. Now I'm going to show you how to use easing. So as we can see, this starts in and the sparkles come as they do in the clip, but I want to add easing in and delay it a little further. So let's go for 1.8, let's say 2 seconds, and let's just see how gradually that effect eases in. So you see here they're showing and gradually ease in to more full-blown show. So there you go, blend mode example 1. In my next blend mode example, I have fireworks here. And as you can see, there's lots going on with colors. Doesn't seem too bright or sharp, but we're going to see if we can do something after. And then I have a hyperlapse of a cityscape at night, and with all the nice lights and reflections in the water and the hyperlapse flow of the sky. It's just beautiful. So now I'm going to take the fireworks piece and put it on top here, and we're going to blend that in. We're going to grab our blend mode. We've added the effect on, and let's see what we get out of that. We're going to focus up here, and we see we have the screen one lit up. And what happens, you see in some of these, look at that. We've totally darkened the sky in this one for soft light. And these are the ones that kind of like darken things up, and then different effects. But I'm kind of, let me just see here. I kind of like the linear dodge ad. Let's just see that one again. Yeah, lots of action there. Okay, but now I'm going to go in and see what happens when we play with our color range stuff. If you see, if I go down, certain things are eliminating stuff, and I just want to keep everything as best I can. And I think, again, the gray all in this case does the best job there. And if you can see, if I were to come across, I'd be just cutting out stuff. So we're going to leave it all in and all the color. We love it. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something else to enhance the fireworks. I'm going to go grab a color adjustment, add that, because we can compound effects. And I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to reset the values here. And I'm going to try and see if I can add a little more brightness and contrast. So I don't mind going up a little in the brightness area. So I go to about +10 in the contrast. Let's say, I don't know. This looks kind of cool. Oh, if I go too far, I'd lose them. So let's go about there. Add a little saturation to add the color. Let's just see how, wow, I think that makes everything pop. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. That was another, too many Windows tabs. I'm back. I can't hear you again, Michael.
𝘁𝗵𝗸𝗏𝗂𝗁𝗍𝗂 says, this is a replay from yesterday. Yes, it is. It is from his video. So if you've seen his video, then yes, it is a replay of that. But again, if you haven't seen his video, you need to, in the description here, it'll take you right to it. Be sure to go over there and check that out. Because
if there's something someone in particular wanted me to look at or show, I'm happy to do that. So, but I'm giving a little more added commentary today and explaining it,
right,
that I want people to appreciate. Remember before we couldn't do alpha transparency and things like that at all now? Well, now we can literally take MP4 files, anything, use different blend modes that work in different ways, plus the track mats and other things. So the creativity stage is now vast. And this is where I think real artistic types and designers will really embrace this. They're in their element, right? Mm-hmm. And then people like me who like, yeah, I throw that on and go, oh, cool, and play with the levers. This is about the simplicity with sophistication, and look at the amazing professional result you can do
and
without
it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share.
Awesome.
Do we have time to show the countdown timers, or are we good? Let's
do that in the backstage pass. Okay. Or anybody that's rewatching this or whatever, be sure to check out the video. The link's in the description down below. You take you right over to watch, and he has a good demo of that. We'll be glad to do that. I want to thank everybody for joining. Anybody that's watching this in replay, seriously, I can get a hold of Gordon like that. So I will, if you have any questions, put it in the comments after the video is done. Be glad to get Gordon involved in answering anything for that, etc. too. I really do appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we can do something else again, because I'm sure there's more that we could probably cover. I'm sure of that.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
It's so boundless, and you can see my energy. I'm really excited about it, because, you know, now it starts to, again, I'm repeating myself, but now there's more possibility in using Camtasia as a tool to do more creative work in your editing, which now means you can serve more people.
So awesome. It is so awesome. So I'm going to set up the Backstage Pass. Those community members, you know where to go for that. I'll put a link out there as well, so you know how to get in there. Gord, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to check out Gord's channel. I also have Gord's channel over there to go check out his channel for more videos than just that. Go watch a couple of them. He's got a lot of stuff on there. Jolyn says, thank you too. Yes, I agree. Thank you very much.
And remember, Michael, it's always been exclusive to you first for
there you go.
3+ years now.
Love it. I love it. That's awesome. And also, before I forget, if you want to upgrade, if you already have and you want to upgrade, use the link. Or if you want to sign up for Camtasia, use that link, right?
In my video, I have a link and a discount code.
Discount code,
because 𝘁𝗵𝗵𝗀 is kind of sponsoring me in that way. So
I included it in our description as well. I included it in our description as well. So it gives him, a little bit of, there you go. I love it. It's awesome. Fantastic. All right, here we go. Thank you so much. I'll do the outro now. Thank you so much. Be sure to check us out next week. We will talk to you guys later, and we'll see you in the Backstage Pass. And let me get you that link, Gord. I'll get you that when we get in here. Hang on a second.
Okay.